The Ukrainian Defense Forces have conducted another drone strike on one of Russia's largest oil refineries, the Kirishi Refinery, located in the Leningrad region. Alexander Drozdenko, the region's governor, reported the attack while Telegram channels published photo and video evidence confirming the incident. According to Drozdenko, strike drones were detected overnight, and a fire broke out in the industrial zone. The Kirishi Refinery, K1NEF, is one of Russia's largest oil refining facilities. It is located in the city of Kirishi, Leningrad region. The plant specializes in refining crude oil and producing a range of petroleum products, including gasoline, diesel fuel, fuel oil, aviation fuel, and other components. The facility is part of the Surgutneftgaz company. Its annual processing capacity is 20.1 million tons of crude oil. The distance from the refinery to Ukraine's state border is approximately 790 kilometers. This is the third known attack on the Kirishi oil refinery in 2025. In March, the governor reported a nighttime drone attack targeting the facility. One drone was shot down on approach while another was intercepted over the refinery itself. Its debris damaged one of the storage tanks. In September, drones struck the primary oil processing unit known as ELOUAT-6. According to NASA's FIRMS service, which detects hotspots with extremely high temperatures, the fire at the Kirishi refinery began on September 14th at 3:56 a.m. More bad news for Russia. Ukraine plans to intensify its campaign against Russian logistics and fuel infrastructure. According to Rustem Umerov, Secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, these strikes will be scaled up to further weaken Moscow's military supply lines and disrupt its ability to sustain operations on the front. A fire has been detected at the Chushka Spit near the port of Kavkaz in the Kerch Strait, according to FIRMS data. The blaze is near the South Sea Trade Terminal, which includes rail links, warehouses, and is just 500 meters from an oil depot. The cause remains unclear. Russia is resorting to increasingly drastic measures to find recruits. The list has grown. Beyond coercing detainees and conscripts, Moscow is now pressuring businesses to supply contract soldiers while further raising enlistment payments. In Russia's Primorsky region, officials told local business leaders they must help recruit men for the front. Employers were instructed to pressure their staff into signing contracts or contribute money. In Voronezh Oblast, officials sharply raised the bonus for signing a contract with the Defense Ministry. Governor Alexander Gusev boosted the regional payout from 505,000 rubles to 2.1 million. With federal payments added, the total now stands at 2.5 million rubles, approximately $27,000. Russian politician Boris Nadezhdin shared a photo taken outside a military recruitment office in Dolgoprudny. A banner above the entrance advertises unusually generous contract payments of 6 million rubles, roughly $73,000. In 2024 to 2025, at least 33 conscripts were killed in fighting in the Kursk region, and hundreds were taken prisoner, with at least 300 later returned to Russia in exchanges. By April 2025, no fewer than 217 conscripts were killed in action. A glaring example involves 3 conscripts: Viktor Baturin, Nikita Molokov, and Nikita Borisov. In 2023, they tried to challenge their contracts in court, claiming their signatures were forged. The cases were dismissed, and all 3 were killed in action on the front lines. According to an iStories report, the flow of information on pressure against conscripts shows no signs of slowing. Alexei Tabalov, founder of the human rights group School of the Conscript, notes, "I assess the risk of being sent from regular service to the war as high." Russia is also recruiting from the arrested, not just prisoners. In the Ulyanovsk region, 36 people were charged with drug dealing this year. 2/3 avoided trial by signing contracts with the Defense Ministry and going to war, trading potential sentences for the war. Taken together, these cases confirm our earlier assessments. Russia is struggling to attract enough voluntary sign-ups to meet frontline needs, and is turning instead to coercion, targeting conscripts, newly arrested suspects, and vulnerable workers. Russian satellites have been trying to jam British military satellites with ground-based systems on a weekly basis, said Major General Paul Tedman, head of the UK Space Command. We're seeing our satellites being jammed by the Russians on a reasonably persistent basis, General Tedman said, adding that UK military satellites have counter-jamming technologies. According to him, these actions are deliberate and have increased since Russia launched its full-scale invasion into Ukraine. Combined Russian and Chinese fleet of satellites has increased by 70% in a decade. Both Russia and China have tested anti-satellite weapons. Russia has been working on its capability to put nuclear weapons in space. General Tedman expressed his worry about the current situation. He thinks that the Chinese have by far the more sophisticated capability, but the Russians have more will to use their counterspace systems. The U.S. is on the verge of a military operation in Venezuela, writes the Washington Examiner. American forces are amassing around Venezuela on a scale that goes far beyond counter-narcotics operations, reports the Washington Examiner. The resources gathered are sufficient to seize and hold strategic sites, including ports and airfields, ensuring a permanent U.S. military presence in the country. U.S. forces stationed in Puerto Rico are expected to play a key role in the operation, supported by ships, F-35 fighters, and a submarine. Meanwhile, dictator Maduro has declared mobilization, escalating tensions in Venezuela. Phoenix border guards destroyed a TOS-1A Solent-Sepyok heavy flamethrower system on the Pokrovsk direction. Russian personnel, equipment, and logistics were also hit on the Lyman, Toretsk, and Pokrovsk directions. The OS-1, a Solent-Sepyok, is a heavy flamethrower multiple rocket system mounted on a T-72 chassis that fires large 220mm thermobaric and incendiary rockets in rapid salvos, designed to clear fortified positions and inflict devastating overpressure and blast effects on personnel and light cover. It carries roughly 24 rockets and has seen upgraded rockets extend its effective reach compared with earlier models, though its range remains short compared with conventional MLRS. Deployed by Russian forces in Ukraine, the system has been used where attackers aim to neutralize trenches, strong points, and urban defenses. It is also vulnerable to counter-battery fire and has at times been destroyed or captured.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.